Hey everybody, Game Passionate peeps, it's Nebiroze from Game Passionate, and I'm here with...
Top Shelf Toy, I'm here as well. Hi, how's it going?
So, uh, it is March 17th, St. Patty's Day. Hope you're wearing green or else you're gonna get pinched, except for us. We've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4, so we've been seeing nothing but red and, village
So much
colors. A lot of red, a lot of blood. Um, so yeah, Resident Evil 4 had the Chainsaw demo come out this month as kind of a precursor to the release of Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's going to be coming out in March 24th, 23rd, somewhere around there. You know, midnight releases and
24th.
whatnot.
24th.
I know I've seen 23rd on like computer websites, or maybe it was like a promotion for different regions.
Maybe
but
it's like a midnight launch.
that's just kind of one of the things that quite possibly we're going to get it the night of the 23rd, at like 9 p.m. on that side of the States or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Start your downloads.
get that installed because it's already looking really good. Resident Evil 4 is already a pretty beloved game. I think it's been heralded as one of the most popular Resident Evil games to have come out, and
I'd say so.
for great reason. It's the original is stellar. It is quite an experience. I have played it on at least 3 different consoles, and I've done a knife run myself. And I don't know. I don't know about you.
Never a knife run. No.
So it's one you've also kind of engaged with and played a little bit of?
Yeah, I loved Resident Evil 4. I saw it for the first time as a gameplay demo down at the San Diego Comic-Con, San Diego, California, I think the original came out in 2005, so it must have been around there. And it was just amazing. I had been playing Resident Evil all the way up until then, and 4 just blew the roof off as far as gameplay changes, graphics, and Leon was back. I mean, everything about it just screamed super cool, and nobody could wait to get their hands on it. GameCube exclusive, I think, when it first came out. It was also extra weird.
Yeah, that was an odd one. I know they rolled back the exclusivity for the GameCube, later in the game's life cycle. But I mean, it's crazy. I grew up watching my family play Resident Evil, so I'd never really engaged with it personally. It's just scaredy cat little kids. I was just like,
it's a scary game. That first one's terrifying.
Somebody else play this so I can watch it, so I don't have to worry about getting killed. But 4 was the first one I was just like sunk my teeth into. The over the shoulder perspective, I think, really changed the getting in the seat or the pants, I guess, of Leon as the main character. It kind of changed the horror to being a lot more forward facing, not having the weird camera angles that the Resident Evil 1 and 2 are known for. 1, 2, and 3, I guess, from being more proper.
Well, the fixed camera angles made it really hard to shoot the zombies. Your ammo was really limited, and then even when you had some bullets and you were ready to spend, it was hard to aim. It was hard to shoot them. It was really difficult, and this completely changed all of that. The way that you could do the over-the-shoulder, like you were saying, and yeah, it was so much better, so much of an improvement.
Yeah, and I think what it also did was allow the Resi team to have the environment speak more for the game. Not to say that 1, 2, and 3 don't have like iconic set pieces or like areas that really seem to come to life, but when you can kind of look at your environment, you can feel how much more terrifying the situation should be, because like there isn't like I'm not thinking about this part of the world. Like, you can see all of it. You see everything around you. You see like the bear traps and the forest that you have to wade through, and kind of like classically what the demo does takes you to the village.
Right. The very beginning part of RE4, which sets the tone for how terrifying the rest potentially is. That village is creepy, man.
Yeah, it's just like kind of how they did it in this one, having the same scene where you walk up, you pull up the binoculars, and then you watch them set fire to the guy. You're like,
escort.
Oh,
yeah. What is happening?
They did take out, or at least in the demo, they did take out the ride up there where Leon kind of chats with the police officers. But I think the changes they've made to this one have already made it a more terrifying experience. The game feels much tighter, like closer. Like the paths you walk on and kind of walk around aren't as big, which I feel like is like a weird way of like restricting the player while still giving them the entire, world that they're crafting. But the woods feel more oppressive.
It's interesting. You mentioned that kind of the narrower passageways. I didn't necessarily notice that was a design change, but there is definitely a sense of like more claustrophobia. And if it is because of those techniques, I didn't even realize it as I was playing it, but you definitely get that sense of, the walls are tighter. There's not as much maneuverability, not big open spaces so much, and I'd agree with what you're saying there for sure.
Yeah,
claustrophobic.
The original game kind of sets up to where you enter this house and you end up interacting with one of the locals, and things quickly turn from there to being a little harrowing. And just the house is so much darker and just harder to maneuver around, like you said. Like the tighter walls definitely makes it like, oh, where do I go? So they even expanded upon such a simple part of the start of the game with the house with the one resident, and then eventually a couple other ganados, as they're called.
Those creepy SOBs.
They start to close in on you. Where in this one, you kind of have to wander into the house a little bit more, and you're just like, why? What is going on? Where, like, these winding walls, there's extra doors, like, what is in this house? And
you can hear the other people around, but you can't necessarily see them. There's a impending sense of doom for sure.
The ambiance is for sure turned up with I noticed this a lot when I was walking around in the world itself. You just hear their voices while you're walking through the forest, and it's just like, yo, how close are all these dudes to me? I don't know where they're at. I don't know about you. I'm a bit of a coward, so I play hyper cautiously whenever I play games like this until I've, played them a couple times through. And I was just creeping. I was creeping through the forest because I was like, these dudes could show up anywhere at any time. Not a big fan of that. Not. Don't spook me, bro. Don't spook me.
Yeah, there's when they're hiding right behind a doorway or something. See them until they're like grabbing a hold of your collar. Yeah, that's super terrifying. We talked a little bit about this before. One of my absolute favorite things about the original Resident Evil 4, beyond the game itself, which is obviously fantastic and really well received, they added a game mode called Mercenaries mode. And I played so much of Mercenaries. I loved Mercenary mode. I would have bought a game that was just Mercenary mode.
Yeah.
I could have.
I think that there's such a nice like psychological shift, especially once you beat the game, to where you're like, all right, now you get to go back to all these places, but you have a really cool loadout, and it's a time attack. It becomes more of like a score game, and you're like, bet I could totally kill a bunch of zombies if I had ganados, if I had the materials, or if I was playing as, in the original, you could play as Ada Wong and Jack Krauser, and just tear up enemies. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's part of the thing. Not only did you get to revisit some of these great set pieces like the village, which was one of my favorite ones, but you also got to play with characters that were not Leon. As much as I love Leon, it was great to play. I loved playing with Hunk, who was like a member of the Umbrella Special Forces. He just looks like a shock trooper, but he was so cool. I loved playing with him. So I knew that level rather well. Funny to me see it redone a little bit because I had so many memories of tearing through that place, getting the time crystal or whatever to extend your time, and then practicing shooting people in the knee and meleeing them to save ammo and all that good stuff. So I definitely was having lots of for mercenaries when I was playing through that level, and I got swarmed quite a few times, but had confidence in my ability to run away and turn and shoot. So yeah, I absolutely love the mercenary modes. I love the setups. I'm excited to see all that. Did you have anything from the demo that really stuck out to you, that really caught your eye, that was different, or something that made you really excited?
Oh, we're talking about things that are different now? Because I'm pretty upset I couldn't save the dog. Let's be completely honest. That was such a heartbreaker to see in the trailer of the game, but then to play it and just like, no, I can't save the dog. No,
it's like dead and mangled. It's such a bummer. No. I said maybe they'll let you do that for the full version. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately it's mic problems.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we will still get to have the save the doggo arc. Resident Evil, don't you dare take that away from me.
Everybody needs that arc.
Well, even from the footage that has been shown so far, it looks like there's a higher amount of like playtime with Luis as well. So like, Luis Serra, another like kind of co-star of this game. I'm curious to see what his changes are in the new one as well, and I wouldn't want him to be the replacement for the dog, because good boys.
Yeah, right.
But
that wouldn't work.
Just like, nah, man. I don't care that the dog can't hold a gun. He was a cool dog, Being able to have the story retold in any fashion is always good. I don't know if you've seen any of the promotional videos for it so far, or like the ads that have come out.
Not really, no.
There's a scene of Ashley where she's definitely looking infected, and she takes Leon's knife and she says, "Temperance, child." And I've watched that specific trailer like 4 or 5 times, and
oh man,
I've loved all the new designs are so engaging. They didn't have to change much on Leon. He does look more grizzled though. Like, I feel like Leon looks still pretty fresh-faced in Resi 4 on the GameCube and the previous iteration. Where
he's
it's like
angelic almost.
Yeah, he's very like, I'm here to solve problems and save daughters, and I got 99 problems to solve first. But he looks harrowed a lot more. He looks like he's actually gone through quite a few things in this one. The Ganados have pretty unique designs as well. I don't know why.
That's what I was going to comment on. Yeah, they look so much scarier now than they used to. I thought they used to look scary, but now they look terrifying.
The one thing that made me kind of chuckle was Chainsaw Man looks like he has Steve Buscemi eyes. I was just so like, glad you said that. Those eyes are crazy. I saw the eyes through the bag and I was like, bro, no.
I had this moment where I was like, were they always like that? And I just never noticed it? Or did they bug them out extra for the burlap on this one? I can't tell. But they are jarring, that's for sure.
They've definitely turned up like the desperate situations as well. I noticed one of my times when I was running through the village that they kind of the demo lets you play around in. The chainsaw guy ended up cutting the awnings of a building I had run just past in order to trap us on one path, and I was like, I freaked out, not gonna lie. I freaked out. I'm pretty sure I died right afterwards. And seeing the environmentability change is great. I missed apparently, I think you said that there's still a shotgun in the village and everything. Oh man, I totally missed it. I don't think I ended up on the run where I actually survived. I don't think I ended up actually going up through any of the buildings, because I remember climbing into one of the bell towers on one try on it. I think I maybe died a couple times, and I I get to the top after climbing the ladder, and then you fall right through it. And I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
I assume that the people on the bottom like break the supports, right? Isn't that what's happening, or is it just
Oh,
so
that
rickety
must-
that you just fall straight through it?
Oh, I wonder if I'm not gonna lie, I was too terrified to even check.
I think the zombies knock out the supports, and that's why you fall down through the top. They used to crawl up through the ladder, and now they're like, "Fuck that, we're just taking you down."
We're not going
Pardon
up
my
there.
French. Yeah, we'll just take you down. I don't know if you saw it. There's a cow in one of those barns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you in your playthrough you did this, but there's an oil lamp above it, and the lamp can be broken, and the barn gets set on fire, and the cow too.
Oh no!
Yeah. And at one point, I think I had the cow stampeding, running around on fire before it fell over. I was like, "What is happening?"
That's cool. That's some environmentability.
Yeah. Also, if you do get into that house where you could barricade yourself in for a little while, there's a shotgun at the top of the stairs. There's also a grenade in a China hutch that you can break open. And pull out a frag grenade from.
Super reminiscent of the original. Yeah, I just spent most of my time running around knifing zombies, ganados, getting my my melee kicks in, shooting them in the leg and then kicking them in the face. The classic Leon 1-2 iron leg combo.
The roundhouse taekwondo move for sure. The knife has been so much better implemented in this. I am very impressed. One of the other notes that I had that I really liked was that I don't have to do that stupid knife swipe to break open boxes anymore. And you can just elbow a box open and get whatever goodies are out of there. It's the little things, but that kind of quality of life improvement I thought was fantastic. And being able to use the knife to shank somebody when they have grabbed you. I thought that was a great addition. Well.
The knife as a resource is looking to be a continual staple for them, and I like how they've changed it in all of their remakes. But it being a resource for like parrying damage, getting stealth kills on enemies, things like that. So it's like you don't even have to waste your bullets knocking an enemy over to stealth kill them. Leon can literally walk up and just take people out with a stab to the neck. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, I agree. Big improvement.
I like that they've kept this almost action hero-y vibe that Leon kind of brings into this game, but it seems like the stakes are way higher. One thing I noticed they did that instantly gave me a moment of panic was I don't think you can kick doors open the same way anymore. So
I think you're right.
I ended up in multiple situations like, I'll just head into this hut. And then I couldn't kick the door open. So oh no, I had to stab my way out. And I think the first time I died, I ran out of ammo super quick because I was trying to get all these headshots. It didn't work. I don't know if you saw this or if you got any of the ganados turning while you're killing them. But, I shot one dude in the face. He falls to the ground and then starts convulsing. His neck breaks and he stands back up. And I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants. I was instantly like terrified. I was way too terrified. So I think we're going to see the plagas, the parasites from the original game, if they're still the same. We don't know. If we're seeing those staying, that's going to be a terrifying continuation of how things have gone.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the improvements that they've made. The scenery is fantastic. You really can chew on it now. Like the trees look even better than they did. Stuff that I wasn't looking at in the original game, I'm finding myself gazing at a little bit, at least in this demo. So I can only imagine what the rest of the environments look like when you eventually get to them. But yeah. I'm assuming beautiful. If this is any indication, it's going to look great.
Yeah, it's already pretty haunting, and then like we touched on before, like the forest feeling more oppressive. It's just like, wow, it's really pretty. And even for it being a disgusting, bloody village, there's still like a lot of like touches of beauty in how they've crafted this new world. Getting to see the cutscene when you actually survive the timed trial or whatever of it. and all the Ganados kind of walking away from Leon, and then that
Mm-hmm.
one just like looks at you, says something, and then closes the door, and it's like that's the demo. I was like, yo, this game's gonna be fire. This is gonna be such a good experience.
They seem to know what they have on their hands, which is excellent.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 has already been such a widely accepted and beloved game that the remake of when they started doing the remakes of all the originals is like people were like, yeah, I can't wait for 4. So I think anybody who has been interested in revisiting, I don't know if they have like an actual name for it or where it's at. Like maybe it is just called, the place is called Ganado.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the village is. I think it has a name, but I can't recall what it is.
But all the reimagined character work. I don't know if you've seen anything of Ramon Salazar or Sadler. Just all the new character designs are amazing. So
Which is the... I was going to say, spoiler alert for those who don't know. Which one is the little guy with the
Salazar
tri-cornered hat? That's Salazar.
Salazar.
Okay. Yeah.
His design has changed in a massive way. That is, it makes him less comical, but just disgusting, and like it's like, oh, I can't wait to kill you because you look gross. Ugh, the almost like hulking guard. I didn't see any of him in like actual gameplay yet, but his new design looks really good too. I think we're looking at another absolute blowout of an amazing game.
Yeah, I think this is going to get 10 out of 10s, 5 out of 5s for a number of reasons. One, because it's really good, but it's also you're taking one of the best and most successful franchises and the most successful version game within that franchise and putting a whole lot of polish on it. And it's what everybody, a lot of people really want. If you've never played Resident Evil before, this is a really approachable one. I heard somebody say something like, you wouldn't get Uncharted and The Last of Us if there wasn't Resident Evil 4. This really sort of kind of started that, not started, but really put a great spin on single player action, suspense, storytelling, narrative. It's got so many elements that it does so well, and it's super scary if you want to be scared. it's kind of, my wife didn't want to be in when I was playing the so
I could see that.
Yeah.
So then I think that'll be a broad talk on the different things we've liked about the demo, things we're looking forward to. We've already seen bits of footage from each of the locales, so seeing how they're going to implement all of them and help us revisit some terrifying places in Resident Evil 4's story. I'm so excited. I'm so hyped. It's the end of the month can't come soon enough. I am in absolute fear and awe and ready to step back into the shoes of Leon S. Kennedy.
Bring it on back. I remember one of the best things is back in the day that announcer would just go, Resident Evil. So yeah, who doesn't want to hear that again on the nice new speakers and their nice flat screen TV? It wasn't that way in 2005, that's for sure.
Well, that's been our thoughts on it. We're curious to know what you guys think. If you've had the chance to play the Chainsaw demo, leave a like in the comments and let us know what you've enjoyed about it. If this is your first Resident Evil and you haven't had a chance to play it, it's going to be coming out the 24th. Definitely keep your calendars open. Make sure you turn on all the lights in your house and lock all your doors. Maybe
and let us know what you think.
Yeah, of course. I've been Nebiroze. This has been a nice little view into Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I'm TopShelfToy. We really appreciate you guys checking us out and hanging out with us on our channel, checking out video games, both new and old. And I hope you're as hyped for the new Resident Evil 4 as we are. It should be really fun. Stay passionate out there, game passionate people.
Yeah, all you peeps out there, stay passionate. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.